Children are always taught to never judge a book by its cover. They were taught to love those around them for who they are and what they are, no matter what. I, too, was told this many times by my own parents. But, much like most parents, they had a tendency to contradict themselves. It's like they had a second daughter, the daughter that they had always wanted, the daughter that was forced to move away from them. She was perfect and had good grades. Her skin was pale but not sickly like mine. Instead, she had a tint of red that added life to her body, and her cheeks were speckled with dark brown. Locks of brown hair barely went past her shoulders and stood in a straight line down her head. The hair that covered her face allowed just the right amount of blue to show from the middle. Those eyes that peeked from the curtains pierced the eyes of any who looked their way. But instead of the icicles that shot out of the others and caused pain, hers shot out the ocean and acted much like eye drops to the viewers. She would rise out of bed as if the sun beckoned her up each morning. No difficulty nor fight. She would just rise and continue on with her day without any complaint. She always followed the direction of those who stood larger than her. She would stay inside the box that was drawn in chalk around her feet. I was always compared to her. I constantly stepped out of that box. My eyes were greener than the water of a swamp that often hold a cold crocodile underneath. The coils of hair that sprouted from my head seethed in anger and reflected the anxiety that often swam through my brain. I was kind of a crazy child. I loved messes and had the inability to keep myself clean. If my skin and hair were not what forced people's eyes to look my way, my energy was enough to make heads turn. If my parents could swap children, I'm sure their first choice would be between me and my friend. She was all they wanted me to be. But little did they know, I knew her just a little bit better than anyone else. On the outside, she seemed angelic, but the inside was much more unruly than I. She would pop pills down her throat for diagnoses that made her brain sear in pain with each passing minute. Her eyes fell 13 hours before they were scheduled to open again, and each moment they closed caused her days to shorten even more. She could never fulfill her parents' dreams of having a grandchild, not because of infertility, but rather a sheer lack of desire. I wouldn't say I perceive myself as more than she, nor is she more than me. We are equals, and after 18 years, we have shifted into each other. Much like two puzzle pieces, we fit together. As we part further from our parents, the once weak links that kept us together are now casted in a stronger material. But then again, who's to say we're really all that different? Maybe we're just the same puzzle piece to the same puzzle in a different box.